Imagine a world of opportunities opening up before you, all because you've achieved top grades. This isn't a far-fetched fantasy. It's a realistic goal that carries significant weight. When we speak of top grades, we're not just talking about a number on a report card. We're talking about a key that can unlock doors to an array of future opportunities. Top grades can lead to scholarships, making the financial burden of higher education more manageable. They may also pave the way for sought-after internships, offering invaluable real-world experience. And let's not forget job placements. Top-tier companies often scout for top-tier students. Academic success is more than just about prestige or bragging rights. It's about setting yourself up for a promising future. It's about proving to yourself that you can rise to the challenge and excel. Remember, your future starts with the grades you earn today. Every student faces challenges in their academic journey. It's as inevitable as the changing of the seasons. Let's delve into some of the most common obstacles that students encounter while studying. First up, we have the ever-elusive focus. In this digital age, distractions are just a click away, making it increasingly difficult to keep our attention on the task at hand. Whether it's social media notifications, the allure of online games, or the constant influx of emails, maintaining focus can feel like a Herculean task. Next on the list is the notorious procrastination. We've all been there. Telling ourselves I'll start studying after this episode, or I'll do it tomorrow, only to find that tomorrow never comes. Procrastination is a slippery slope that leads to stress, cramming, and often subpar performance. Thirdly, we encounter inefficient study methods. Every student is unique, and what works for one may not work for another. However, many students fall into the trap of passive learning, simply rereading notes or textbooks without actively engaging with the material. This method is far less effective than active learning techniques, such as self-quizzing or teaching the material to someone else. Last, but certainly not least, we have poor time management. Between classes, extracurricular activities, and social life, students often struggle to find enough time to study. And when they do find the time, they might not use it effectively, spending hours on a single topic while neglecting others. These common obstacles might seem daunting, but don't worry, they're not insurmountable. With the right strategies and a bit of dedication, they can be overcome. Remember, the path to academic success isn't always smooth sailing, but the journey is just as important as the destination. Overcoming these obstacles is crucial to achieving academic success. So buckle up and let's dive into the practical ways to conquer these challenges in the upcoming scenes. Stay tuned. Studying effectively is more than just reading and highlighting text. Let's dive right into some practical study tips that can help you make the most of your study sessions. First off, the environment in which you study plays a significant role in how well you can focus. It's crucial to create a distraction-free study environment. This means turning off your phone, or at least muting notifications, finding a quiet place where you won't be interrupted, and having all the necessary study materials at hand. A clutter-free workspace can also help your mind stay focused and organized. It's a simple change, but it can make a world of difference. Next up, let's talk about a technique that's been proven to be highly effective: active recall. This involves actively trying to remember information rather than just passively reading or reviewing. For example, after reading a chapter, close the book and write down everything you can remember. Research has shown that this method is far more effective than simply rereading text. It might feel challenging at first, but it's a technique that can dramatically improve your retention of information. Lastly, we recommend breaking your study sessions into manageable chunks, a technique known as the Pomodoro technique. The idea is simple: work for a set amount of time, typically 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. Repeat this cycle 4 times and then take a longer break. This can help prevent burnout and make your study sessions more productive. Remember, the key to effective studying isn't necessarily studying harder, but studying smarter. It's about finding strategies that work for you and that make the process of learning more efficient. Whether it's creating a distraction-free environment using active recall or breaking up your study sessions, these techniques can help you retain information better and understand concepts more deeply. Implementing these study tips can greatly improve your academic performance. So, take a moment to reflect on how you can incorporate these methods into your own study routine. Because at the end of the day, your success in studying is all about finding what works best for you. Time is a student's most valuable resource. It's the one thing that once spent, you can never get back. And when it comes to studying, how you manage your time can make all the difference. First and foremost, planning is key. It's about more than just knowing when your next test is. It's about breaking down your study material into manageable chunks and assigning specific times to tackle each one. This way, you're not cramming all your studying into one marathon session, but spreading it out over several days or weeks. And this isn't just easier on your brain. Studies have shown that information is better retained when we learn it gradually over time. But planning your study schedule is just the start. You also need to prioritize your tasks. Ask yourself, what's the most important thing you need to study right now? What deadlines are looming? Which subjects are giving you the most trouble? By identifying these high-priority tasks and tackling them first, you ensure that your most important studying gets done when you're at your freshest and most focused. And speaking of focus, don't forget to schedule in regular breaks. It may seem counterintuitive, but taking short breaks can actually improve your productivity. That's because our brains aren't designed to focus on one task for hours on end. By giving yourself a short rest every hour or so, you give your brain a chance to recharge, so you can come back to your studies with renewed energy and focus. Finally, don't forget to be flexible. Life happens, and sometimes your carefully planned study schedule might need to adjust. That's okay. The important thing is to stay committed to your goals and make the most of the time you have. In the grand scheme of things, effective time management isn't just about making better grades. It's about learning to balance your responsibilities and commitments and making the most of the time you have. And those are skills that will serve you well long after you've aced your final exam. Good time management can make the difference between stress and success. Notes are your roadmap to success. Now let's talk about note-taking, an essential skill that often gets overlooked. Excellent note-taking methods can be a game changer in your study habits. It can transform your study sessions from a monotonous slog into a dynamic and engaging experience. One of the most popular methods is the Cornell system, developed at Cornell University. This method divides your page into 3 sections: a narrow column on the left for keywords or questions, a wider column on the right for detailed notes, and a section at the bottom for summarizing the main ideas. This structure encourages active engagement with the material, helping you to understand and remember it better. Next, consider mind mapping, a visual note-taking style that can help you see the big picture. You start with a central idea and draw branches out to related concepts, creating a web of knowledge. This can be especially useful for visual learners, as it allows you to see connections and relationships between ideas. Lastly, let's talk about digital tools for note-taking. In this digital age, many people find typing faster and more convenient than handwriting. Plus, digital notes can be easily edited, organized, and searched. Some popular digital note-taking tools include Evernote, OneNote, and Google Keep. These tools often come with features like tagging, highlighting, and linking, which can help you further structure and personalize your notes. But remember, the best note-taking method is the one that works for you. Some people might find the Cornell system too structured, while others might find mind mapping too chaotic. Some might prefer the tactile experience of writing by hand, while others might prefer the convenience of digital tools. It's all about finding a method that fits your learning style and preferences, so don't be afraid to experiment with different methods until you find the one that clicks. After all, effective note-taking is all about making the information your own. It's about transforming passive learning into active understanding. Effective note-taking can make studying more efficient and less daunting. Success is not a matter of chance, but of choice. Let's dive into some success stories of students who've made the right choices, implemented our study techniques, and saw significant improvements in their grades. Consider the story of Amy. Amy was a hardworking student, but her grades never seemed to reflect her efforts. She'd study for hours, poring over textbooks and notes, but her test scores were consistently average. After discovering our time management strategies and effective study tips, Amy started to study smarter, not harder. She broke her study sessions into manageable chunks, took regular breaks, and made sure to review her notes daily. To her surprise, she started seeing a significant improvement in her grades. Amy's story shows the transformative power of effective study habits. Next, let's talk about Jake. Jake was a bright student, but his notes were a mess. He'd scribble down everything the teacher said, but when it came time to review, he couldn't make heads or tails of his notes. When Jake started using our note-taking methods, everything changed. He learned to focus on the key points, to use diagrams and charts, and to review and revise his notes regularly. Jake's grades improved dramatically, and he started to enjoy studying because it wasn't a confusing mess anymore. Jake's journey illustrates the importance of clear and effective note-taking. Finally, meet Emma. Emma was a diligent student, but she struggled with time management. She'd often find herself cramming the night before an exam, which led to stress and subpar performance. When Emma adopted our time management strategies, she started planning her study schedule in advance, prioritizing tasks, and setting realistic goals. Emma's grades shot up, and she started feeling less stressed and more in control. Emma's transformation is a testament to the power of good time management. These are just a few examples of students who've turned their academic lives around by making the choice to study efficiently and effectively. Their stories are proof that anyone can overcome study obstacles and achieve academic success. The key is to understand that studying is not about spending countless hours with your nose in a book. It's about learning to manage your time, taking effective notes, and studying smart. Remember, every student's journey is unique, but the principles of effective studying are universal. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about making the most of your study time and using strategies that work for you. These stories prove that with the right methods and dedication, anyone can achieve top grades. So make the choice today to take control of your study habits and start on the path to academic success. Top grades are not the result of luck, but of consistent effort and dedication. It's about understanding the high stakes, acknowledging the obstacles, and arming yourself with the right strategies to overcome them. To recap, we've discussed the importance of effective studying, which is more than just memorizing. It's understanding, analyzing, and applying. We've also touched on time management strategies. Remember, it's not about having more time, but making the most of the time you have. Prioritize, plan, and stick to a schedule. Note-taking, too, is a critical component of studying. It's about capturing key points, synthesizing information, and creating a personalized study guide. And let's not forget the success stories we've shared, where students just like you transform their academic lives by implementing these techniques. All these are stepping stones on the path to top grades. Remember, your academic success is in your hands. Your journey to top grades starts now. It's time to put these strategies into practice and watch as your study habits transform. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more invaluable tips and techniques. And hey, we're all in this together. Share your own study strategies or success stories in the comments below. We can all learn from each other, so let's build a community of high achievers. Join us next time as we continue to explore ways to achieve academic success.